Hi guys, it's me again, and today I'm here to tell you about the Backscatter, a gun that is so mediocre it's not really good, nor is it especially bad. It doesn't get that much use from players, which makes people say it is bad. When people say a gun in TF2 is bad, they usually mean that it doesn't hold up to the stock gun you get when you start. And that's intended design of Valve's end. No unlock is supposed to be better than the stock. At best you get a side grade, something that does the same but slightly different, or something that offers a different playstyle. So why have all these guns we never use? Sure, we try them once or twice when they are released, rebalanced, or when we find them for the first time, but people rarely stick with them for a long time. Now let me ask you another question. When you got your first unlock, what did you do? You probably switched to that class and equipped it instantly just because it was new. It didn't matter if it was a Satuichi that was terrible for your playstyle or skill. It was new and it was different. And if people are going to equip anything they find early on in the game, you might as well teach them something. That's the reason for nearly all unlockable weapons in the entire game. They are teaching tools. And one of my favorite weapons that is very good at teaching players what a class is supposed to do is the Backscatter. Since it was added on the 18th of June in 2014 in the Love and War update, the weapon has remained unchanged in its stats. It currently has 4 shots compared to the Scattergun 6, it also has 20% more bullet spread and cannot get random crits, but it compensates for this by doing mini crit damage from behind at close range. Looking at these stats one by one, we can get a very clear intention for this gun. 4 shots shows that I have to make each shot count. I have to be fairly precise when I shoot. Increased bullet spread means that for these 4 shots I also have to be very close to the reasonable damage. Mini crits from behind tells us that I, of course, have to come from behind. This is the reward for dealing with less accuracy and shots in your clip. And how can we accomplish all of these things? With flank routes. Not only does this weapon teach you something essential to any decent scout's game plan of coming from the flank, but it also encourages the player to explore the map and be creative. With the scout's superior movement, he can go to places that are tough or impossible for other classes to reach, and with his speed he can move in behind enemies, unload 4 shots into them and run away mostly unharmed. You can of course also hide behind corners and wait until your friend shoots in the fucking back. Fuck! God damn it! But that's fine, because we can kill him in a single hit if we play smart about it. The reason why I think this weapon is so good at teaching players is because it's so clear about its intended design. Even if you've only played for a few hours, you have encountered critical hits. Mini crits might not be something you know about, but just reading it makes sense. It's like a crit, but not as powerful. A weapon's value in TF2 isn't necessarily about its effectiveness when you fight with it. It's also valuable in what it teaches you when you use it. A lot of weapons Valve put into the game have this intended design of what it wants to teach players, and while some are more clear than others, I think it's a very good replacement for a standard tutorial in the game. Imagine if at the start of the game you had to go through a tutorial for every single weapon in the entire game. The Backscatter most importantly teaches the player how to approach a target. It gives them a plan they can stick to and not have to improvise the entire game, run around the flank and take out unsuspecting targets. There's no need to run headfirst into battle when you kill them just as well by shooting them in the back. This is something that is true for a lot of weapons in the game. The entire reason for this video being made is partly to educate people, but also to have people realize you can't throw in new weapons willy-nilly because they look like fun to use. If it doesn't serve a purpose, it will just gather dust in the backpacks of players everywhere. Now, if you have any thoughts about this video, feel free to leave that thought in the comments where I can read it, and if you have any other weapon you'd like to see this kind of video made for, where I go through the intentions of the stats, feel free to also leave that in the comments, telling me which weapon you'd like to see a video about. I hope you enjoy this.